Right now, we are live on Pasito Radio with Mary Ayisi Boadu. Please, if you join us, just share the video. We're going to have an important discussion. It's a very, very important discussion because when we talk about money, debt, it's something that frustrates us, something that depresses us. I mean, talk about money is everything because that is what we live in. We live with money. Everything we are doing, working, everything is about money. Right here, I'm on the studio, it's money. Everything that we do is money. So today we're going to talk about what it is. But so welcome our dear sister Mary Ayisi Boadu, a banker, an author as well. But I would like her to introduce herself whilst I share the video.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Ayisi Boadu. I'm a banker. I've been in the banking industry since 1992. Um, I'm an author. I have 4 books. I've written 4 books, 2 on business, 1 on motivation, and then the 4th one is on finance. So the finance talks about how to come out of debt and then to build wealth. And I'm currently working full time, and I also do financial coaching. So I help people who are indebted, who need help, who need mentoring, to come out of debt and then to start saving and investing for a brighter future. So that's what I do. Yes.
Thank you very much for this very introduction. She
Thank
is an
you.
author, a banker. So when somebody is talking about bank and is working in the United Kingdom, the person knows what she is talking about. So we talk about the banking. Money, 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 money. And there's somebody who can say that, oh, money is the root of all evil. I think it's the way we use the money that makes the money become an evil thing because it's a tool. And the way you use a tool, that's the way you get it back. So I think it's the way we do it. That's how it was. We are in debt, debt. What is debt? Medica, medica. And then mama eka adore me. Me say me timi tua baby bia. I mean, I just trying to mix it up. So when it comes into debt, what is debt?
Right. Yeah. So debt, it's actually spending beyond your means when you don't have the money, but you still you see something that you like and you want to buy it. You want to flash out, live good, but your income does not meet how you want to live. So it's like spending more than you earn. And then people also borrow to like supplement their income. What they don't know is, or what they haven't actually thought about is the same income, whether it's £100, £200, £300, or even £1,000, you can actually manage it well, right? You manage it well and live on that income rather than, and that comes through budgeting. Yeah. So let's say £100, if you use pen and paper, and work it out, like, okay, I'll spend £20 on food, I'll spend £10 on bills. This is just, it's not realistic, but I'm just using this as an example. And then you have your, whether it's mortgage or rental or whatever, and your savings. If you put pen and paper to work it out, you'll be able to squeeze yourself and manage whatever income you get. But when people get into debt, it's because they are not consciously managing their finances properly. So they spend more than they actually earn, month in and month out. They borrow from their future income. For example, you've overspent, right? And you need more money. So you use your credit card to take more money out or actually spend it on something, because you think that, oh, in 2 weeks' time, I will get another salary. That salary is in the future, right? But you've actually projected and you are planning on that future income, but you are living in the now but you are taking money from your future income to live on it now. When you do that, it's like you are overspending. You are not being realistic. You are borrowing more than you earn. And that is not how to live. Everything is about borrowing. Borrowing, borrowing, borrowing. I need to buy this. Oh, I can take a loan. Oh, I can use my credit card. I have this balance. I can use it. I have enough credit limit. Let me go and use it. So all the time it's like they are overspending and spending and spending and spending, which is not really good. That's not the way to live, because our children are actually learning from us. And it's not what you say, it's how you live. They watch, they don't listen, or they do both, but mainly they watch how you live. If you have children and you plan what you're going to buy, you plan what you're going to eat, you plan everything with them, or they see you planning with your finances, when they grow up or whilst they're growing, they're going to pick that, habits. But when you are constantly borrowing, when you are constantly living above and beyond your means, that is all that they are going to know. That's all that they are going to know. So we have to be conscious about our spending, because overspending, getting into debt, it brings about all kinds of stuff. It makes you worry a lot, and worrying is not good. You get stressed out because you don't have enough income. You don't have enough money. You go into your bank account and there's only £10 left, and say you have 2 weeks left or 1 week left before you get another salary, and that you cannot live on that money, that income is not realistic. So, we have to be very conscious of how we spend, because it goes on a long way to affect our health, affect our consciousness. It does affect our children's future as well. For example, if you have to pay for your children's school fees, you don't have the money, you have to go and borrow, which is not good. It will not even make your children feel good about themselves, because they know that mommy doesn't have the money, daddy doesn't have the money, and all they do is ask Uncle Frank for money, which is not good. And they are watching, they are copying that bad habit. So it's like you are having children who are also going to be indebted, and it's not good. And we have to be, getting into debt will also affect your health, your mental status. You tend to worry more about money. It keeps you from reaching your financial goals. For example, if say the 1st of January you have plans to save say £5,000 by the end of the year. If you don't put pen and paper and budget, definitely you will not be able to reach that financial goal. Definitely you will not. It's not possible. So to getting out of debt, you have to be conscious about it. And when you are indebted, it's like you are paying more interest. So the money that you are supposed to be saving, you are giving it to the bank. The banks are happy, and you are, stressing out, which is not good for your health. You are taking in more like stress and being sick and having an impact on your health. And the bank,
everything sets in.
Yes, the bank,
yeah, you're anxious, thinking about what you're going to do, how you're going to pay those debts,
pay the bills and pay the debt and all that, and it's not good, right? And then the bills, they will not go away. Every month they are coming. If you don't pay the bill for this month, next month another one will come. So you are trying to catch up, and it's still not possible. So living within your means now is very, very crucial. It's so important for you, for your health, for your children's health, for everything. Otherwise, you are going to live from paycheck to paycheck and borrowing from friends. And sometimes you call your friends, and as soon as they see your phone call, it's like, hey, we don't want to speak to this person, because they know what you are coming up with. Yeah, they know you are going to ask for money. and let's say they don't have it, but they can't even say to you, they can't tell you what they are going through as well. And you might think that, oh, your friend will be able to help you, but they also have their, financial commitments. So they will not be able to give it to you when you need it. So getting in debt or staying in debt is a total no. Just come out of debt. Do budgeting, come out of debt, be conscious about your spending.
That was my next question. I was going to ask you that how do we come out of that? Because some of us might have been in it already.
Mm-hmm.
Some are yet to start it.
Yes.
So how do we really, those who are already, okay, let's start from those who haven't started. Like this, our school children, this young ones going to university.
That's right.
How would you advise a parent to be able to manage or let the child know the consequences when you get into that? One thing with credit card, they will be bombarding you with credit card. They will bring it, you will see it, and you enjoy.
That's
and
right.
Yeah, and I think it pushes you to even spend more.
Yes.
Because you see the money is there.
Yes.
So I'll start from the young ones.
Yes.
So let's go in this way, like a parent, you've already fallen in debt. How do we train our children also not to go into that category?
That's right. This is financial education, right? If you don't tell them, they don't know.
That's it.
You have to give them practical examples. People who have actually gotten into debt and what the consequences was, right? Because most people, even adults, because financial education was not taught in school. So even adults, whether you're a banker, a doctor, a teacher, or whatever, most people don't know they have not been taught anything about financial education. So if you don't know, why do you think your child will know?
No.
This is why we have to learn it ourselves.
To share the video so that a lot of people will listen. So if you see me, that I'm just trying to
sure
for people also to know how to also come out of all this mess.
Right. Yeah. So it's all about financial education. Now, when the children, they turn 18, right? The banks will send them like credit card applications and all that. And if you are not like a parent who is like consciously or like monitoring your children's finances or their bank account and all that, sometimes the children, when they receive like a loan application and they say, oh, we've approved this, sign it, or a credit card, just sign it, they will do it and send it back. Yeah. Before you know, they've got a credit card without your knowledge, because you have not actually spoken to them against credit card or anything. So they are going to start a new life getting into debt, and this is not how they should live. You should tell them to avoid this. Now, the banks will say, if you want to build, you are new, you are young, you have to build your credit, and you need a credit card to build your credit. It's a lie, a total lie. Anything that gives you credit, even your mobile phone is on credit, because you use it and then you pay the bills at the end of the month. Yeah. So if your child has like a monthly, and by 18, you can sign up for a phone, right? So if they have a phone bill, and that shouldn't be too expensive, £20, £25, that should be enough. If they have a bill in their own name, that is credit. Or parents can actually change, for example, utility bills, right? Electricity, water, they are all on credit. So you can actually change one of the bills into your children's names, and that will actually build their credit. Okay? Sometimes you might not see it on some of the utility companies, you might not see it on your credit file, but some of them show it regularly every month on the credit file.
Oh, okay.
So you have to be, you don't need to go for a credit card. You just switch a bill into their names, or their phone bill is more than enough. Talk them out of credit card, at least for now, because when they get this credit card, they are not working, they are going to school, probably uni. and they are not going to be earning any money. But the banks don't care about that. All they know is we are getting our interest. These days on a credit card, interest rate is like 17 point something, 18, 19, 20, even 20 something percent. And that percentage takes a huge amount from your income, and that is interest. And that interest alone, whether it's like 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, that money alone could have been saved for yourself as your savings or your investment, right? You shouldn't live for now. You should think about the future. So teach the children to also think about their future, right? Because the future is unpredictable. They may never know. 1 minute they are in uni, and they think that everything is, I've seen my friends, they are wearing this, they are doing this, they are doing that. So I want to get this, I want to get that. And they go into debt. They see their friends carrying credit cards and all that. So they also want to get that. If you teach them, if you explain to them the consequences of getting into debt.
Mary, let me come in here. I think one thing with us African mothers or parents, can't tell the children the truth. If you don't have the money, let the child know that in time in life, there is a time you don't have it.
That's right.
If I don't have it, I tell the child I don't have it. So that the child will know that it's not a rosy road. That in time in life, mommy and daddy, they don't have it. Instead of us going to use the credit card to please them. Some parents doesn't even want the children to know that they don't have it. But if you don't have it, you don't have it.
That's right. Yeah.
And tell them, this month, things are not the way it is. Whatever you want, we cannot have. And then next time, if I have it, I will. Even if you have it, it shouldn't be that anytime the child comes, if you are giving and give it, you are not also encouraging the child to know how life is. You are not exposing them to life. So I think we have to expose them to the way it is. Because honestly, at times you don't really have it. Because if you budgeted and the child wants something after the budget and you don't have it, let us know. So parents, if you are there, please share the video. We are so much debt. Let some people into the mental hospitals. Anxiety, commit suicide. So please, if you are on, do me a favor by saving somebody's life by sharing. Back to Mary.
Yes. What I normally say is teach them between needs and wants, right? Before they take their debit cards or even a credit card or money that has been given them by an uncle or an auntie or whatever, before they spend that money on anything, they should think about what I'm getting myself into, what I'm buying. Is it a need or a want?
All right.
They can use their money to buy books for school or to buy, very, very important things, essentials for school, right? Or even if it's clothing, something that they would need to go to classrooms, but not clothing to go clubbing or something. Or like they go to the supermarket and buy, expensive drinks, wine, this, they get themselves in all kinds of trouble with this same money, and it gets them into debt. So it's not anything you want to buy, whether you are an adult or a youngster. Think about, is this a need or a want?
All right.
Don't just spend the money. Think about your future, right? Future is coming, it's just around the corner. You might see a 70-year-old and you say, oh gosh, thank God I'm not this old. But trust me, by the blink of an eye, you'll be there. And if you haven't saved up, you will not be able to live the kind of life that you actually want to live. And old age, imagine that if there's no money coming in, and you just have to live, just like that. Can you imagine? But if you plan ahead and say you want to travel, you want to do this in your pensionable age and do this and do that, that is fine. That is so perfect. But you have to plan it. This is the reason why I come out of debt, because when you are in debt, you are paying too much money away. You are paying interest. This same interest could have been actually saved up for your future, for your children, and also so that you can also educate your children by them watching you.
Okay. Yeah. As our dear sister said that's why there's a song that says that all I ever needed, the Lord has provided. So
Mm,
we have to know the difference between the need He has provided and the want is what you want physically.
yeah,
Okay, now we've tackled the children. How? Okay, let's say now I'm just doing an. I am in debt about maybe £10,000 of the loans maybe I took. So you took a loan of maybe 10,000. At the moment, what can you do if you really want to be able to get rid of this pressure? What's the best thing to do? You are already the debt I'm talking about in a situation it has already been done.
that's right. Yeah, yeah,
How are we going to correct it?
yes. Yeah, just being conscious about where you are now and where you want to be and why you want to get there, right? And the why means, oh, okay, I'm in debt. I don't want stress. I don't want this. I want to see my own money stay in my account and not leave. So when you have debt, right, what you have to do is to do budgeting. Let everything go on pen and paper before the money even hits your account. Take a pen and paper. Say you are expecting £1,000, right? Your bills are going to be £300. You want to save this money. You want to do this. You want to do that. At the end of the day, I would have like £200 left. But if I can adjust some of my bills, some of them you can't, like mortgage, you can't adjust it. Rent, you can't adjust it. Electricity bills, yes, maybe when you consciously switch off lights, you can going forward. Some of them, yes, some of them, no. So the ones that you can actually adjust, like subscriptions and
Higher phone, friends. Yeah, higher mobile phone.
higher mobile phone subscriptions and all that. When people are going to work, they buy expensive beverages, coffees from Starbucks, Pret, all that. People buy cars, on credit. So every month they pay, or sometimes they have it in mind that, oh, I'm going to buy this on credit. No, plan it, save it before you do it, right? Utility bills, even water, you can consciously manage your water bill. Okay, it might not be from day one or the month one or month two, but from month three, you'll be able to see a difference from that. Even your food bill, right? You'll be able to manage it properly. Okay, some people like branded, food. Okay, but sometimes the equivalent is also good. Just make sure that it's a healthy one, it's good, it's fresh. Okay. So being conscious about your spending, okay, and then having more money left. So at the end of the month, instead of paying, say before you were paying £100, because you are adjusting all your bills, you have an extra £100 to add onto that £100 to pay down the £10,000. So if it's me, I'll pay more rather than paying the minimum. Okay. For example, if a credit card, the bank would say, okay, they'll bring you a bill and then they'll give you a minimum. A minimum will say like £30, £50. That minimum is only paying interest and probably £1 of your capital, the principal that you borrowed. But if you want to pay the money so quick, add more. Forget about that minimum that the bank suggested. Pay more by squeezing yourself. And then when you squeeze, I know people who pay down £100,000, pay down £200,000 within 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Some even take an extra job, whether it's an hour's extra job or 2 hours extra job.
Right.
Add it to your income and pay down. Because when you don't have debt, you become so free. It's like stress free. You worry less, or probably no worries at all. You are able to save your own money. You see your money in your bank account. It's like you become your own banker rather than giving yourself or your finances to the bank. Like, oh, this is my money. Do with my money as you please, which is no good. Right? Because what all they want is they want to make money, profit at the end of the year, and then they share profit, and then the bank declare this, they declare that, and it's them who actually enjoys, and then you who had the money, it's like you've given it to them, right? And you are suffering, but they are enjoying your money. So you have to be wise and think about the future. And the future is now. So any debt that is in your way, clear it now so that you can live a better future, like, have a better life. But be conscious about your expenditure. Anything that would not be good for you, get rid of it. Reduce eating out, cook more at home. If you are going to work, take food from home instead of buying lunch from outside. Take your own food so you can spend. You can save money, even if it's £3 or £5 that you save every day. £5 for the week, 5 days is £25. For the month is £100. £100 when you save it every month in a good growth like investment account, you'll be laughing in the next 10, 20, 30 years to come. So being conscious about our expenditure now is the key. For now, a lot of people are on Netflix. If you are working, how many times do you get a chance to watch it? Is it necessary? Do you still need it? Can you do away with it? Can you share, even if it's a Netflix account, can you share with somebody else and share the bill or share the cost or whatever? So it's like, going through doing a budgeting, going through your income and expenditure, squeezing, and then getting more available funds to pay off everything, because it's not worth it. You are paying interest on that borrowing, and it's like it's not good for you. That same interest could have been kept as savings or an investment. And once that loan or credit card is out of the way, you'll be able to save more. That same money, let's say you were paying £200. That £200 will now go towards your savings or investment. So every month, month in, month out, you'll be seeing your investment going up. It's like doubles, and it's like savings is like double gains. This month is like £100. The next month is 200, and it goes on and on and on. That is when you don't have any debt. So the first thing is clear everything out of your way and start life afresh. People do it. A lot of people do it. A lot of people do it. And read into your own income and expenditure, right? Be your own banker. Be your own banker. Don't let the bank tell you that, oh, you are spending too much. Oh, you've taken too much overdraft and we want the money back. Oh, do this, do that. Don't let them boss you around. Do it yourself. Get rid of everything, all the loans, the credit cards, if you can. And then the same money that you were using to pay monthly, use it as your savings or investment. And that goes on a long way. In the next 5, 10, 20 years time, you'll be laughing. And for our children, the younger one, they have more time. So if we are able to teach them now that any money that they get, they can keep some and build on it. Yeah. By the time they are like 30, 40, 50, they look back and they'll be laughing. And for example, saving like £100 every month. If you are working, getting a regular income, £100, it would not be that much, right? So it's not like you will be squeezing yourself too much to live on a small income when you save £100. Saving regularly is the most important. Saving like, even if it's £50, but it's a regular savings, is better than doing nothing at all. Or you save £200 now, and then the next month you realize that, oh, you've done it too much and you don't have enough money to live on. So save money that you can comfortably, afford. Yeah, the little that you can save is more than enough. It's more than enough. Yeah.
wobɛtumi atie Azito Radio live ɛwɔ tune anaa modern Ghana anaa www.azitoradio.co.uk. Azito Radio, we keep you alive.
Pasito Radio, we keep you alive with all kind of education. This is our sister Mary Ayisi Boadu, a banker and an author. And she has also written a book about how to come out of debt. So it's good for us to invest in the book. And then the boot camp is a very good book that can give you a guidelines, daily guidelines that you and you'll be able to come out gradually from the debt. Because if you have the book by your side, it's very easy to go on, and instead of reading all sorts of books, this is something to give you step by step. Remember, she is a banker. She's worked in the UK banks for years, so she knows what she's talking about. So she have a book about all these expenses. Now, today we've learned about cutting out the cost. Cutting out the cost. That's what she said. I remember when you give birth the first time, you think mother. I'm not saying anything bad thing about mother care, but you think, oh, mother care is the brand that you have to. We have all sorts of nappies, which is expensive, and then we have the value and the smart one that serve the same thing. So if I will really get what our sister saying, we should compare which one is good and cheaper, not just the brand of it, because the brand can deceive you. Brand of £20, somebody else will buy it £10. That's half. The person has saved £10. So let's just also cut it. As we learning today, Pasito, that is what we do, education. As we learning, let's take something out of it. Say, darling said, thank you, Mary, and Obapa, if you are Dorcas, how are you? So this is what we're talking about. Now we are trying. So now, for instance, I want to give a scenario where you have about maybe 10 debts, different credit cards. You have Mothercare, BHS, Lloyds, everything together. And every month you are paying everyone, maybe about 6 or 7 different companies. What is the best thing you can do?
Yeah. So, the best thing you can do is actually just write down all the debt that you have, arrange them in order from smallest to the highest. Now, what I tell people is you need motivation for paying down your debt. If you are paying down your debt and you don't see any changes in paying the debt, then you are not doing enough, right? You will not be happy with what you are doing, and you will not see any big changes. So what you have to do, once you have arranged everything in order from the smallest to the highest, let's say you have 10 debts, right? And one of them is like £500, which is the smallest, but has a higher, interest rate. You have, let's say you have two 500. One is higher interest rate, one is lower. Pay down, start paying down the smallest with higher interest rate. And once you finish paying off that one, you apply the money, the monthly money that you were paying to the next one. Now you had 10 debts that you were paying down. You've paid down one, now you are left with 9. It's so exciting when you see that, before I was owing 10 different banks or this, that. But now one is off. It becomes a motivation to you to do more. But whilst you're doing that, you should also make sure that you continue to do the minimum repayment on the others. Don't just leave them as they are. Just pay them down, okay? A little bit, to keep the banks happy, whilst you concentrate a lot on the first one. Get it out of the way. When it's out of the way, you are happy, you are excited. Now it gives you the motivation to do the next and apply the rest of the money to the next one. When you finish paying, now number 2 is also gone. It gives you the vim, the motivation, the excitement to do more. So now you had 10 before, but down to 8. So apply the money, your the monthly repayment push a lot to the third one, whilst still repaying the minimum on the rest. Yeah, keeping the banks happy so you don't fall into unpaid debt or this and that. And then consciously pay the third one down. Whilst when you do that, it's like it gives you the confidence, the motivation, and it makes you happy that you are, you've got the third one down, you paying down your bills. And it gives you the confidence to do more. Before you know, in the next 2 years, 3 years, or say 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, everything is gone, and you start life afresh. And when you start life afresh, now because you've gone through debt, you've gone through repayment, you know the consequences of having debt, what it does to you, your body and your home stress level, even your hormones, everything, but now you've gotten rid of it, you are saving, you become happy.
Happy person.
You look into your bank account, and then last month it was £100, the next month it's £200, and it keeps on doubling. Money or savings, it's a game. It's a game. You have to learn how to do it, and this is why you have to do it yourself, with the help of someone, or you learn to do it yourself. You have to learn the game of saving, the game of getting out of debt, the game of planning, budgeting, everything. When you do that, it's like you have the upper hand on your own money. You become your own banker. You don't put your life in somebody else's hand.
Okay. Finish, my dear.
Yeah, at the same time, you are teaching your children and your children's children. So you are building generational wealth.
So that it doesn't repeat itself.
That's right, it doesn't repeat itself.
Can you tell us about IVA?
IVA, individual voluntary arrangements, yes. Well, normally when people owe money, most of the time they want the easier way out. Okay. So they probably reach out to a bank, and then the bank will say, oh, okay, you have two options, bankruptcy or IVA. Both of them are not good, right? Because they will let you pay minimum, and that minimum, they'll say, okay, you have 5 years or 6 years to pay. Whereby if you had done it yourself, you could have done it with speed, okay? And nothing would be registered on your credit file. Because even though you've made an individual voluntary arrangement, this is, a properly arranged credit repayment system, right? Approved by the government, the banks and all that. It's an arrangement between your lenders. So all of them have to agree that, okay, you used to owe this money, you can't pay, we've reduced it, and you are going to pay such and such an amount to us. What you don't know is they will still register it on your credit file. So for the next 6 years, you will not be able to, if you want to buy a house, you will not be able to do that. If you want to probably buy a car or something on credit, you will not be able to do that. It puts you on restriction. Bankruptcy is even worse. It's like, that's it, for a long time, that's it. You are not capable of managing your own finances. So we have to suppress and restrict you. But when you pay it yourself, when you manage it yourself, along the way, you are learning good habits. You are learning why it's not good to have that debt. You are being your own banker. It's like you are in charge and you are paying more. You are able to restrict yourself and manage your outgoings, right? And then have more available funds, push it onto repaying this money. What could have taken you with the IVA, the individual voluntary arrangement, 5, 6 years to pay down, could take you 2 years, or say 1 year or 2 years. like I said, some people can even take like an hour's job or 2 hours job extra to have an extra income to do it quick. So within a year, they are out completely. And nothing has been registered on their credit file. And by the time they finish their credit score goes like boom, and it's out there. Instead of waiting for another 6 years where you are not able to do nothing. It's like they've restricted you, and it's like I'm doing you a favor. So wait until I tell you can do this, you can do that. Why should I do that? Why should I wait for you to tell me what to do with my finances? So it's like, okay, my daughter or my child wants this, and if I don't owe, if I'm not on IVA, I could have been able to, support my child. But because I'm on IVA, there's restrictions. I can't do that. So it's like a permanent, semi-permanent restriction, which you should not accept. Yes, just take control of your finances, take control of everything, repayments, and do it quite quick, and it's gone. And start saving. You'll be more than happy. So bankruptcy, IVA, out. Unless you
Mary, what about you haven't gone for any of them, but still you couldn't afford to pay the monthly for a long time. Is it not the same to affect your credit as well? Because for instance, you are not on IVA, but maybe for about 2-3 months you've not been able to pay it.
Yes. Bankers are the banks are lenient, right?
Yeah.
Let's say even if individuals, I owe you, I come to you and I tell you, my sister, I know I owe you, forgive me, but this is my situation. For this month, next month, the next 3 months, or for the next few months, it's serious. I would not be able to pay this money back to you. Please, can you give me a chance, give me a payment holiday or something, or whatever you can do for me. And then the banks, most of them would say, okay, we'll freeze your account from interest. Yeah. So you will not be paying any interest. And we will also freeze your account from repayment for the next 3-6 months so that you can get things in order. So long as you reach them like this, so long as you contacted them.
Lack of communication that leads into this. So there's important. Right.
Yeah. Don't just leave it. Yeah. Don't let them come to you. You go to them. When you go to them, they know that you are a responsible person. Yeah. Tell them you don't want debt. Ideally you want this paid off, but this is your situation. So this, that. They'll be able to freeze the account. They'll be able to even cancel interest. And then when you are back, you start repayments. Instead of going, for an IVA where they arrange this, that. No. The banks, if you go directly to the banks, they can also help you. They can do something for you. Even if it's like token payment, paying smaller amounts, they can say, okay, you were paying £200 before. Can you afford 10% of that, which is £20, right? And that could be more than okay for you. Or you can say, oh, this is my income, this is my expenditure, because they will ask for that. Okay, so you have to be prepared. This is my income, this is my expenditure, and of course they will put pen and paper, they'll calculate everything, they'll realize, of course, this person is telling the truth. She can't afford this. Okay, even the 10%, put it aside. Instead of paying £20, let's ask for £5. And that's it. Okay, that's it. Now, when you are back into, the green, you go ahead, tell them, and then you pay. And then that's it. It does not affect your credit score. It does not affect anything. Rather than leave it and then they come to you, it's like you're being dodgy. Why are you running away from us? We send you letters, you ignore it. And when you ignore it, they add, interest, unpaid interest and this and that, all kinds. Before you know, a loan that was 10,000 is now 20,000.
So it's important for us to approach when we think we are in that kind of crisis. We have to approach it.
That's right. Communication is key.
So is it 6 years before your credit file is cleared?
Yeah, bankruptcy and IVA. It takes that much. Yeah.
Because what's the difference? The CCJ, what's that one?
Yeah, it's a judgment by the court.
All right.
Yeah. So if you haven't paid something and it goes to court, then they will issue a CCJ. It's a county court judgment. Yeah, they will issue a CCJ against you. So that goes on your credit file. When you log into, for example, Experian, they will have a column for any CCJs. As soon as the bank sees CCJs, that's it. Even if whoever you are, so long as you had CCJ like 2 years ago and it still hasn't cleared, and it's on your credit file, no, you are not credit worthy. That's it. You are out. So let's say you have a speeding ticket, right? And you haven't paid, and they take you to court, right? Probably the ticket was like £120, and if you paid earlier, is half the price, £60. Some people will not pay this. They will not pay, and they will get reminders and threats and all this. Before you know, they would have taken it to court, and they are paying, like more on that. And that £60 or £120 have shot up to like £2,000. So it's like you are constantly in debt. And such people, they don't care how they even drive. It's like every day they are getting more speeding tickets and all that. So you can imagine if you have 3, 4, 5 speeding tickets and they keep on ignoring letters and all that. Before you know, you are indebted to a council or something that you have not even. It's not like you have even borrowed from the bank. You haven't borrowed, you haven't taken a credit card, but you are owing somebody else. So any letter that you get that they say, this is either you appeal straight away, let them cancel it. If they don't cancel it and they come up with an agreement and you don't even have the money, go back and rearrange, have a different, another agreement. If it's £10 that you can pay it. Let them know that you are serious about it. Pay it off, because all these, bankruptcy, IVA, CCJs, they stay on your credit file. And before you know, it's affecting you, affecting your children, affecting your children's children.
Okay, let me, as you're saying about children, like say if a mother own and the child is using the same address, is it going to affect that child as well?
No. It's on your name, which is very good. So anything that you do for yourself.
So it doesn't go into the children's.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah, that is why we have to protect our own name, right? Yeah. Protect your own name, protect your own finances. So what somebody does would not affect you, but if you know someone is not living right, and you can advise that person, because if say like someone comes knocking on your door, to collect money or something, and your neighbor sees it, it doesn't speak well for the whole household, not just one person. So if you can advise your mother, your brother, your father, your sister, to avoid and be conscious about getting out of debt and all that, that is best. Yeah.
So in this situation, if somebody come out of after the 6 years, or does it automatically clear your reference?
It should automatically clear it, unless what you did not stick with the agreement. So let's say you were asked to pay £100 every month, right? And then they've given you such time to finish paying, but sometimes you default. So it's like
I'm also going to talk about ask you about default.
Yeah, defaulting. Yeah, you keep on defaulting. It will carry on to the next, and then the next, and then the next. So something that should have taken 5 years, 6 years will end up taking another 7, 8, 9, 10 years. So if you want to get out of it so quick, right, do not default. Even if you default, make sure that the next month, if you can pay double to clear the previous.
All right. Okay. I
Yeah.
think we're really having a good education here. Dr. Araba said, great discussion. Yeah, it is Opacito Radio. We are always keeping you alive with education. Because everything about this world is education. If you have the knowledge about
Yeah.
something, you won't go wrong.
Yes.
It's only when we do not have the knowledge that's where we go wrong.
Yeah.
So that's why we like to educate and then
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah.
If you have any question, if you write it there, we can also read and ask whatever you want to ask. If you are on and you are disturbing, or if somebody or yourself, you can just put it on and we will ask alongside. So Mary, I want you to talk a little bit about your book.
Right.
What motivated you to write the fourth one that is about the finance? That is where I think we are talking about finance. You've got 4 books, but the last one is about finance. Can you tell us a little bit about that book?
Yes. So this is the book. Yeah, it's From Debt to Wealth. A bit about what we're talking about here. So it gives motivation and a how to come out of debt, right? So if you are indebted, how to come out. If you are not indebted, what you have to do by saving and investing, right? But it gives you a step-by-step direction of paying off your debt. And when you finish, how to start saving, how to start investing. And depending on your life stage, it has an impact on your investment. For example, a younger person has more time. So if they invest in any investment products, for example, an investment ISA, right? Or a stocks and shares, right? Any investment that is linked to stocks and shares.
Mary, can you pause here a little bit, please? Can you, we are we are in the nursery level. And because you are that higher banker, you think we can understand all your words. Please, now and let us know what the ISA is, what the stock and share is. I think it will really help us.
Right. Okay. Well, stocks and shares is like investing in a company, having a stake in a company. Okay. So it's like you have £100 and the company is selling 1% or like 1 of a million shares for £10 per share. And you buy 10 shares, it's like you own 10 of that, figure in that company. So indirectly owning a stake in a company. So if the company does well, it pays dividend, the share prices go up. So it's like your investment goes up as well, right? But it's not for the faint-hearted because stocks and shares keeps on fluctuating. But the young people, they have more time. Whatever goes down,
can anybody do it?
Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. But the best people to do it is youngsters and people of mid-age. Okay, I've explained everything in this book.
Okay, just a little bit of it, yeah.
That's it. I've gone deeper into this book. Yes. So being a young person, you save like £20, into a stock and shares ISA or even a cash ISA or whatever, for the next 20, 30 years. Before you know, you have a big lump sum in an account, right? And it makes you happy. It gives you stability, it makes your old age better. Okay. Now, if you're in the UK, for the past few years ago, they used to have PEPs, personal equity plans, and then they changed into TESA, tax exempt special savings account. Now it's ISA, individual savings account. PEPs created millionaires because the government would say, oh, if you save, say, £20,000, up to £20,000, will not tax you. There will be no tax. And if you save that into an investment ISA, which, has investment takes advantage of compound interest. It's like an interest is added and then it rolls, and then an interest is added, it rolls. So every month, it keeps on adding and adding and adding, and you too, you are adding, and then it rolls, you add and it rolls, right? So taking advantage of compound interest is key. And because a lot of people, invested in TESA and PEPs, there were TESA millionaires, there was PEPs millionaires, and even ISA, which is still ongoing, there's ISA billionaires. So if you want to have a good financial future, start saving, whether into ISA, cash ISA, investment ISA, depending on how risky you are, how you can take risk. Invest in it, bonds, invest in properties. I've talked about properties here. I talked about businesses. I talked about shares, stocks and shares, mutual funds. Everything is in here. This book is like, normally when I write books and you pick the book, you read the book, it's something that you can pass on to your children. It's always current, right? My books are always alive. When you read it, it's like someone is sitting there speaking to you, convincing you, come out of debt, save, invest, do this, do that. And it really, really helps. And in the next 5 years, 10 years, you pick up the book, it will feel like it's only just been written. It's so much alive. And for that reason, you keep for your children and you keep for your children's children. If people want to buy the book, I give 100% money back guarantee. If they are not happy, they keep the book, I give them their money back, no questions asked. And they can.
How much is the book, Mary, and where can we find this book? Because it seems it's a pathway that all of us, you have to get this book so that your life change, because it's a step, as you're saying, it's a step by step, telling you, directing you. So it seems like somebody is pushing you to do something. You need that kind of motive. That's how the book is. The book pushes you to do something. I felt this was important. That's why Pasito Radio today we have our sister upon all her schedule. She's a counselor as well. Today you've got her for free, and she's counseling all of us. And then she's also, so if you need the book, Mary, how much is the book and where can we find it?
The book is on Amazon. Amazon is on all the platforms, the book sales platforms. The easiest is Amazon. So you can get it from Amazon, whether you are in the UK, you are in the US, everywhere you are. And I also stock them, so you can also buy directly from me. It's only £10 plus postage, so £12 maximum.
Oh.
Yeah, £12 maximum. You get it first class post tomorrow, and it's there, and you will be happy. You got that. You will be very, very happy. Yeah. Very, very happy.
Please let's invest in this book, and it will help. It will guide you. So all that we said today is even before you are in debt or now. So it's just that yesterday, today, and it's tomorrow. It's going to help you, because if yesterday you were in debt, today is going to help you how to manage it and how to come out as well. Because when you are in debt, you can't even sleep, stress, anxiety. Some even commit suicide. But all the book is saying is never too late. And it's never too late. Don't give up. Failure is when you give up on something. But if you do not give up and you focus, you will come out of whatever you are in. So our sister, before we leave, what is the final message you're going to give us before we finish the whole 1 hour program?
Yeah, what I would say is please, please, please. In our community, most people have been there before. We never ever used to think about saving or investing. It's like most of the time we'll do it, but only for the shorter term. But we should have our old age in mind. Pensions. When you are old, how are you going to live? How are you going to survive? God forbid, if you are gone, what are you going to leave for your children and for your children's children? In the COVID time, a lot of the people who died, especially in our community, they did not even have insurance. And insurance is part of an investment. Insurance, your pensions. Make sure that if you don't have pensions and you are working, ask your employers that if they are contributing to your pensions. If it's not enough, if you can top up, right? If you don't have insurance, like your personal life insurance, go and put that in place. It will help. It will help your children. God forbid if you are not there. Okay, if God forbid one day you are gone, you are not there, it will help them. Just think about your old age. So whatever you do now, leave some for the future. Think about the future. So if you think about the future, it will help you to avoid debt, and then it will swerve you into saving and investing for your children and changing your generational your generations, right? Helping your children, helping your children's children, because they are watching you. Everything that you do day in and day out, they are watching you. So do conscious things that would help your children, that will help your children's children, that will make your old age live, that will make you live comfortably in your old age. That will not make you go and beg your neighbor to help you, beg your sister to help you, because you don't know at that time what their financial situation is going to be as well. So now that we have strength, that we have our good health, now that we are working, let's do things that would help us all. Okay, think about in the future, not now, and put things away, put money away consciously to make sure that in the future you can do this, or you can even help someone in need. It's not just you. Okay, God gives so that we can also help. So not just you, but to help other people as well. So yeah, that's all I can.
Wobɛtumi atie Azito live ɛwɔ tune ana modern Ghana www.azitoradio.co.uk. Azito Radio, we keep you alive.
We keep you alive. We're keeping you alive. We've awakened you about your finance. Dr. Araba said, I bought one few months ago and it's really good. That's what Dr. Araba is saying, that he bought one of your books months ago and it's really good. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So please have one of the book, just £12. It will lead you. So it's like you have a guidance. It's there to guide you to come out. Even if you've not fallen into that, it helps you also to be able to save. Thank you so much, Mary, for having this time to educate us. Please share the video. Thank you so much. Even if you forget about the book, if you message me on Pasito Radio, we will link you to have it as well. So if you want it as well, if you've forgotten anything, just remember that it was on Pasito Radio that you met Mary, and then any information, we will give it to you. Thank you all for your time, and thanks for sharing to save somebody from suicide. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.